While CNN is busy shredding all the legitimacy they have left, and there's very little, most people are well aware that Fox News lost theirs a long time ago. Their fair and balanced tagline is more like a punchline given their storied history of making up things. As the 2020 election cycle is getting underway, Fox News is pulling out all the stops on their way to make Republican propaganda great again. They're smearing Democratic candidates in order to make them seem like they're insincere on issues that they actually really do care about. As you guys know, I've criticized both Democratic and Republican Party politicians for conflicts of interest or for their inconsistencies in rhetoric versus their voting record. I'll also point out when politicians appear to be telling voters what they honestly believe. Fox News, meanwhile, has a different agenda. When Representative Ocasio-Cortez unveiled the Green New Deal, Republicans lost it over one of many ambitious goals in the proposal, which is to build out a high-speed rail in order to lessen Americans' reliance on highly pollutant air travel. It was not a call for us to build a train or build train tracks to Hawaii. After all, the Republicans are the party of useless infrastructure projects. As usual, facts don't get in the way of Fox News' coordinated bad faith effort to disgrace or disparage the Green New Deal.
Okay,
one
so
by one.
Get rid of airplanes essentially because they currently
build trains over oceans.
Well, you know that's fast as long as there's rail.
Should we stop fixing LaGuardia? Come
on, guys. If you trust that any of Fox's bumbling news actors actually read the Green New Deal, then I have an above-ocean high-speed rail bridge to sell you. Fox's obsession and deception on the Green New Deal continues on their website with headlines such as 2020 Democrats jump to endorse Green New Deal despite spending hundreds of thousands on air travel, including private jets. Hey, I have a really juicy secret. Can you believe that prominent presidential candidates who travel cross-country like Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, or even Donald Trump fly on airplanes? It's like telling someone that excessive alcohol consumption is dangerous only to be called a hypocrite for buying a six-pack one time. Besides, who wouldn't need a drink or two after watching Fox with a level head? The premise of the argument is ridiculous on its face. The Green New Deal is not about outlawing airplanes. It's about providing alternatives that match the speed and ubiquity of air travel in a way that fits along with aggressively cutting greenhouse gas emissions across our entire economy before we reach the point of no return. Believe it or not, these Fox News smears continue getting dumber, with headlines that read, "Class warrior Elizabeth Warren still worth millions." Senator Warren aims to pay for universal health care coverage and childcare for all, in part by making everyone, including millionaires and billionaires, pay their fair share in taxes. But did you know that Elizabeth Warren is also a millionaire? God, don't you miss the internet before all the memes became about Nazis? Those were the good old days. This framing of the argument is, again, ridiculous. Look, first of all, it's an attempt to diminish Warren's track record of fighting for everyday Americans, not by pointing out any financial conflicts of interest, but by simply stating that she has money. This is another attempt to make it seem like those on the left hate wealthy people. We do not hate wealthy people. We just want them to pay their fair share in taxes. Anyway, as usual, Fox provides no context. According to the Center for Public Integrity and based on Warren's own financial disclosures, her net worth is somewhere between $4 million and $10 million. But Darrell Issa, a recently unseated California Republican, actually topped the list with a worth over $280 million. That was as of 2017. In fact, Roll Call reported that the top 12 wealthiest senators and representatives had more wealth than the rest of the House and Senate combined. And actions speak louder than words. And in this case, louder than bank accounts. Senator Warren created the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which helped return almost $12 billion to 29 million Americans who had been scammed by moneyed interests on Wall Street. Warren's wealth is certainly not an anomaly, especially not in Congress, and it does not discount the work she has done for working and middle-class families. But the Fox headline that tipped me over the edge was this one. PAC aligned with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez paid boyfriend $6,000 for marketing work. Wow, $6,000. Like, if you weren't already aware that Fox News is propaganda for the Republican establishment, you might actually be concerned that AOC used her position of power to get her boyfriend various career goodies. Also, if you weren't already aware that Fox is propaganda for the Republican establishment, you probably wouldn't read into the story beyond the headline. So here's what the reality is. Her boyfriend, who had previous experience managing ad campaigns online, was hired by the Brand New Congress PAC to do similar work. Brand New Congress, which had previously endorsed AOC and previously paid her boyfriend $6,000 for 2 months of work, is the reason why he was considered for this position in the first place. So after that, he went on to volunteer for AOC's campaign, which makes a lot of sense considering he's her partner. There's no indication that anything other than networking happened, and it's not as if Republicans avoid hiring their spouses or relatives. I mean, come on, guys, look at Donald Trump. His advisors consist of his longtime buddies, his daughter, and his son-in-law. Open Secrets writes that Representative Russ Fletcher from Idaho paid his daughter Megan a salary of $63,500. According to her LinkedIn page, Megan was her father's campaign manager and had previously worked on his bid for Idaho governor. There's other examples. There's Chris Kramer, wife of newly elected Senator Kevin Kramer, and she earned $52,000 as her husband's campaign manager, a role she has served at least 4 times. Look, unsurprisingly, you won't find Fox News write-ups about who ran those races. Fox's primary sourcing for the article was this personal blog written by Luke Thompson, a Republican operative and smear merchant with no integrity or journalistic worth. Just a week earlier, he had wrongly aligned AOC and said that AOC had hired her boyfriend to be on her congressional staff. That allegation turned out to be false, but I'll admit that it would be so unlike Fox News to turn to reliable sources, like maybe Brian Stelter on CNN. Okay, anyway, look, it's easy to find when politicians are acting one way, saying one thing, and then doing something else. It's also so easy that it actually takes skill to fail at this, as Fox News often does. And yet, they always seem to conveniently forget the most obvious hypocrite of them all. Do you remember class warrior Donald Trump from the campaign trail? I certainly do.
Do you believe in raising taxes on the wealthy?
I do, including myself. I do.
That's hilarious. We can now look back on that clip with the benefit of hindsight, knowing that after Trump got elected, he pushed for and ultimately signed into law a massive tax giveaway to the rich. What about his promise to drain the swamp?
We are going to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C.
It's time to drain the swamp of corruption.
Drain the swamp. Look at that sign. Drain the swamp. We're going to drain the swamp of Washington. We're going to have fun doing it. We're all doing it together.
It would be funny if he didn't hire so many swamp monsters. Wilbur Ross, Mick Mulvaney, Betsy DeVos, Steve Mnuchin, and Ryan Zinke, among countless others. So who's the real hypocrite and who should we really be focusing on? And let's not forget that Trump's inaugural committee paid $26 million to one of Melania Trump's advisors and friends. Fox News loves to try to paint politicians as inauthentic opportunists who go against their word, so long as none of those politicians are the beloved Donald Trump. You never have to miss another episode of No Filter by ringing the bell below. You'll get notified whenever we publish something new. And don't forget to join TYT and download the TYT Plus app today. Download our TYT Plus app on your iPhone or head over to tyt.com/join.